Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy Omega SMG coming at you with a new video. This one, it's not going to be a meme this time around, going back to a good old beat breakdown. This one, I think it's a little something special, It just has a very nice energy to it. So let's go ahead and just go over it. So the entire song is based off of this sample. This is from an RJ Payson pack. You see his stuff on r/drum kits all the time. Just nice guitar stuff. So I'll go ahead and play the original, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how I made it my own, how I flipped it around. So let's just solo that real quick and... Okay, so that's what it's all based on, right? So now let's go and go over like the effects I did on it. So I made it more like a pad kind of. That's why I have a labeled pad guitar, but it's not really a pad. It's weird. Just listen to it post effects. Okay, so I think a more accurate term might be rhythm guitar. However, like this guitar has really nothing to do with the rhythm, so I'm hesitant to call it that. So let's go and go over what exactly I have on this. So we have the Devil Lock Deluxe. If you've been on my channel for a bit, you know this is probably my favorite plugin. It's really good for parallel. However, I don't use it in parallel on this track. I just use it a bit lighter and to give it like a crunchier sound. So, let's go and take all the other effects off and just play it with that real quick. Then that just makes it really nasty, right? So then, in order to kind of balance out the nastiness while still giving it that lo-fi sound, is iZotope Vinyl. So the way I have it set up is I have a little bit of mechanical noise and a little bit of warp depth. This is what gives it that kind of wobbly sound with the pitch modulation. That's in a lot of current tracks and a lot of the lo-fi tracks. Then to give it a better lo-fi sound, I stack on Decimort with this because, fun fact, using 3 different types of distortion, because iZotope Vinyl just gives it a little bit of distortion, it makes your distortion have a more interesting sound. Overall, it's better for your music. You should do it. So I just have it pulled up a little bit. I just use these 3 things, then I use the Decimort filter within it. So then it sounds like this after all my distortion / lo-fi effects. So, it sounds pretty chill. So then I have this EQ on it. This is a really simple one. So all I'm doing is I'm cutting out that low end that's in a lot of guitar recordings. This one, it's not super strong, and it's more of like the tone below 80 hertz in your voice. You can cut it out, and you will literally never be able to tell the difference, besides for it sounds cleaner. Then I pull down the mid lows a little bit just to make it a bit more clear. So this makes it so that it has an actual delay. However, it also makes it wider, makes it just sound big and beachy. Then it makes the effects from iZotope Vinyl sound a bit more pronounced. Just overall really good thing. Now let's go ahead and go to Ozone 8 Exciter. This is a really simple one. Just makes it sound more excited. I mean, I know that's a really simple way to put it, but it just does. So listen to it. It has more punch, it has more high end. It is just top tier. Neck yourself, you looked at that. Now let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the track, because the rest of the track is a lot simpler. So under that guitar I have this E keyboard layered. I make it nice and crunchy. I have Devil pianos, but you know, it's still something cut out. And then I boost the high end, because when we go into the ePianos plugin, we have these amp effects. So I'll have this pushed really high. I thought there's a little bit of reverb on it, and I thought I had more on it. But the sound itself is already kind of buzzy. I'll go ahead and play it dry. You know, it's just not a perfect sounding ePiano, and then this just makes it grittier. You know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So then when we go ahead and layer the guitar and the ePiano on each other, then you get this. I guess I'll go ahead and go over the chords of the ePiano. Let's go and get past 10 minutes. So this is what I did, right? Minor seventh, and I took the root note and put it on the top of it, so it goes from this to this. Very subtle, but subtle differences are the most important differences. Then we go on to this one. This is an F major seventh, and I have the second note in the chord on the top of it. You know, I just kept on doing it. I also have this little branch off right here, so it's a bit smoother, so it comes out as this. It's something that it just fits really well with the groove of the guitar. Just hits hard. It's a banger. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the It is a banger. I didn't do much to it if I remember right. One second. I'm gonna go ahead and check real quick because I'm curious. Okay, so it's on track 6. And okay, all I have on 6 is a compressor, a vintage compressor. That was to try and give it A, an older sound, and B, make it have more punch. Um, it doesn't really matter that much. Now let's go ahead and move on to the drums. Now the drums is where gets a bit sloppy, right? Because it's supposed to have like an old style feel, but the way I did this was by playing it by hand, and I kind of suck at playing drums by hand. So let's go ahead and look at these horrible drum patterns. Yeah, unquantized to the extreme. I went back in post and changed the velocities to what I felt like. Lots of double kicks here, so let's just go ahead and listen to this real quick. Like, this is an example. This right here it sounds slow, but when you hear it in the grander context of the track, it sounds fine. Now let's go ahead and go over the mixing of the kick. Devil-Lock Deluxe, have it maxed out, and then I just turn down the mix, and then I have and then just boosting the 102 to like 125 range. This is so that I can take that out of the bass and have it like the 100 to 60 hertz range, just dominated by the sub bass. Makes it so that there are just like nice little pockets for everything. Sounds cleaner that way. Anyways, kick is really simple. Snare, also pretty simple. So we got, Devil-Lock Deluxe, 10, 10, 0, and 1. Usually I'd change the release to fast, but I didn't feel like it was necessary. Plus, I think it had like a little tone. This is the vintage EQ I use. I don't know if this is the best EQ job I could have done, but I'm trying to get away from Pro Q2 because I find myself mixing with my eyes too much. This kind of keeps me away from doing that. But I think that it sounds pretty good, and I think that it added to it. Then I have a vintage compressor to get more punch, and then yeah. I have some nice effects thrown on it. Decapitator to give it a little bit more rumble. This is just really low. Have it at 3. And then I have this, where as you see, boosting it right down there, cutting out all the high end that's provided by Decapitator just so that it's more rumbly in the bass, and cutting out below 20 hertz because it's useless. Now, when everything comes in, this is what it sounds like, and it's just smooth. Wrong button. It just has a very nice vibe to it. Now, then we have another element that comes in right here. This is a double tracked guitar. I played it with the microphone I'm using to record right now, Blue Yeti. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but record what you have, especially if you're going for a lo-fi sound, because then your microphone choice doesn't really matter that much. I played it with a old Hondo 2 guitar. It's very pretty sounding in my opinion. They're pretty old though, so I don't think you're going to be able to get your hands on one, even if you wanted to. If you were going to be doing a guitar take like this at home, I'd say, just go with whatever you want. I like the way that you know, you don't have to spend a lot on a guitar to make it sound good, blah 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 blah. This is how it sounds. This is double tracked, and then I mixed it later. So, this is double track, pan left and right, the regular stuff. So this is the way it is mixed. I don't really want to go over all the effects because I already did that with the guitar pad, and this is less substantial. So this is my EQ. This was just to get rid of some nastiness and bring out the stuff I wanted. Decimort for the lo-fi, Devil Lock for the lo-fi, Echo Boy for the echo, obviously. Then I have some reverb on it to make it so that the left and right sound is just bigger. Sounds great. Then I have iZotope Vinyl on there. I have the wear really high. And then right afterwards, I put it through a compressor. If I remember right, I actually did this just to kind of make it sound crappier to a degree. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. And this is how it turned out. This is dry. In my opinion, it sounds a lot better. Also, ignore the headphone bleed. It's just like kind of happens sometimes when you record, especially when your recording setup is a desk and a Blue Yeti. Okay, now let's go ahead and listen to that in the context of the song, because all the imperfections of that guitar recording just kind of disappear. Not like that, because then... Then after this, I have a little synth whistle I made in one of my favorite synth plugins. It's called Helm. It's just kind of nice. So it's really simple. It's not like doing much. So the synth sound, as you can see, there's saw waves, and I'm using this LFO right here to modulate this boy. So it's just the it goes with the groove. It sounds good. 10 out of 10. It's a really simple sound, but it just works, especially because that resonance gives it a whistly sound. And then I mixed it because this is what it sounded like, and then add Decapitator on it, and then Pro Q to cut out the low end that I just don't want, because you're not getting anything out of that. It just doesn't, it's not needed. So then that comes in. It's just pretty. Now let's just listen to that real quick. Just the... So then we get here. So this is like a chorus for the song. So the way I handle it is I cut out all the drums, and then I have guitar rakes in there. These are also double tracked, and I have differences between the two recordings, obviously. Then I have the bass with an automation clipping, is point A to point B, so that it just kind of fades in. And I end the bass with a high note, so it's just like a change from what you're used to. So this is what that sounds like. So, it's just kind of fire. So, yeah, uh, have all that going, blah, blah, blah. It just works right now. The way, yeah. So, I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I went over everything. It just kind of sounds good. Oh, that's something I forgot to do. Oh, wait, no, I didn't forget to do that. That was an intentional thing. I remember this now. So then I end it like this. So it's... Boy, Omega SMG signing out.